And so we get to LA on that Thursday. I work with her Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday, a series of unfortunate events came about and kind of set me off a little bit. And so that next morning I wake up, I'm super exhausted. I've had 30 minutes of sleep. I'm still jet lagged. Like I've been working this entire time. And that morning I wake up and I'm in tears. And my friend is like, girl, you need to get up. And I'm telling her, like, I can't, I physically can't. I don't want to, I'm tired. And she's like, girl, you need to get your butt up. It's time to go. Like, God has you here for a reason. Come on, let's go. So she's like yanking on me to get out the bed. And we take the subway, we take a taxi, get on the subway, and we're underground. So the whole time I'm preparing, I'm doing my makeup on the train. You know, I'm listening to worship music, trying to, you know, get my mind together. Mm-hmm. And we get there and I get all these missed calls, and it's all these missed calls and text messages from the artist. So she ends up telling me when I call her back that she's been trying to reach me because she has to do Shaka Khan's makeup and it has to be at her house. And I can't come. And that's just, sorry, that's just the industry. I don't have any work for you. Good luck. And I was devastated. I'm like, I just fought to get here. I still have 20 minutes before I have to even be at the main entrance for where I'm supposed to check in. And you're telling me that it's all over? And I just posted on Facebook that I'm here. So I had one of those moments where, you know, my family always says leaders lead in every situation. I had one of those moments where I just had to pause because my friend is flipping out, like she can't believe it. And I clear as day heard God tell me to go back to the hotel and get my actual makeup kit. And because her brand was a sponsor, I could only use her products. So I left my personal kit at the hotel. So my friend is like, you have to be insane for you to think that we have to go take the hour subway back to, and then an hour taxi, get the kit, hour taxi, the whole thing, you know, to do that, to be standing right here. She's like, okay, if we do it, and you better hope that you heard from God, because if not, we're fighting. And so we end up doing that. 3 hours go by, and I'm walking up.
Yeah, it's the way things are going, but we understand, you know what I'm saying? We really understand. That's why he came over to help. You know what I mean?
I'm walking up to the venue where we had to be. And I don't know what came over me. I'm dressed in all black. I have my big train case full of makeup. I'm wearing these big sunglasses. And I walk in up to the front desk and I say, hi, my name is Kierra Lanice. I'm a pro makeup artist. Where do I set up? And I stuck my hand out to shake the lady's hand. And she's like, oh my God, yeah, let me take you to the production staff. And I'm like, oh, it worked. like freaking out, right? And so she takes me to the BET production staff, and I try to do the same thing. And they're like, who are you? Like, never heard of you, right? Like, where are your credentials? And so I basically told them that, hey, she had to do Shaka Khan's makeup. Obviously, you know that I'm telling the truth because I still have her company shirts. My friend is also a model for the company. She has a company shirt. But if she's at Shaka Khan's house and I'm not with her as her assistant, that means that you are missing 2 people backstage. So
you need
now what, you know? Yeah. So they're like, well, we can't help you. We can take you to someone who can. They take me to this, or take us, my friend and I, to this conference room. And there's a woman in there ripping somebody to shreds on the phone. I mean, she is going, I don't know what this person did, but she is heated. So they just drop us off, no introduction or anything. It was definitely giving a Wizard of Oz moment where it's like, you know, who are you? Yeah. And she's like, can I help you? And I'm like, hi. And I tell her everything that happened. Her entire countenance changes. And she's like, I promise you, you are an angel. I was just cussing out a makeup artist who's hungover, and I have 5 people that have to be on the red carpet in the next 2.5 hours. How fast can you work? Wow. And I'm just like, let's go. So we literally take off running full speed. I don't know this woman's name or anything. My friend is with me. So she's like, who is this? And I'm like, my assistant.
Right. Just come on.
So we go to the elevator. We're at LA Live. And so the elevator, it's the Ritz-Carlton and the JW. They're literally connected. So we're on, if you open up the elevator on the left side, this is the JW, the right side, the Ritz. So she's like, she has this clipboard. She's like, you're gonna be on the 29th floor in room such and such. You have 30 minutes here. You're gonna be on this floor. And I'm trying to take notes on my phone because everything's happening so fast. The very first room that we went to, it was a presidential suite, and I'm working on an executive that I didn't know at the time, but her hairstylist that I was working alongside her with was Johnny Wright, which is Michelle Obama's hairstylist. So I'm working, the 2.5, 3 hours go by, and I find myself sitting in the lobby, and I'm in tears, like, what the heck just happened to my life?
Right.
I remember sitting there crying, like, what just happened? My friend, remember, she is a seat filler. So she has her dress rolled down in her bag. And she's like, girl, the show's about to start. Come on. And I'm like, first of all, she was the worst assistant I've ever had. She didn't do anything. But she ended up going and changing the bathroom. She enjoyed the show. And I sat there in the lobby watching the show happen on the screen. And I'm just in full-blown tears. And I made a Facebook post about it, kind of talking about it. And that night we get invited to after parties and all this stuff. Fast forward, the next morning I slept in to like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I get a phone call. We're at brunch and I get a phone call, and it's the lady from the day before. She's like, hi, is this Kierra? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I never introduced myself.
Right.
Yeah. She's like, I never introduced myself. My name is such and such, and I'm an executive for Viacom. Who are you? Where'd you come from? We need to get you paid. And she's like, I need you to fill out this paperwork, send it to me ASAP. They sent me a check, a very, very fruitful check for 2-3 hours of work, and paid for the difference for me living in Houston. Right. So they end up adding extra to the check for that. And they sent me a welcome packet saying, welcome to Viacom. And Viacom is now Paramount. Thank you. But they own BET, MTV, VH1, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, Paramount Plus, everything. And so I've been with them pretty much ever since. And that one story is really what put me on the map. And that next year I got to work with them again. They're calling me directly like, hey, we want you to come. And I've been doing BET since 2015. And it's been a blessing because I've been able to even bring people alongside me, right? Like bring an assistant, get them a contract. And, it's been pretty cool over the years.
That's an awesome story.
Kierra,